Ever stayed in a hotel room and felt you weren't alone? These 10 haunted hotels host whispers, vanishings, and terror. Stay till the end. Number 1 will haunt your dreams, inshallah. Hotels are supposed to offer comfort, but some open the door to nightmares. Tonight, we check into 10 places where whispers echo, shadows move, and guests literally disappear. Number 10, the Crescent Hotel, Eureka Springs, Row. Built in 1886 as a luxurious health spa, now dubbed America's most haunted hotel. Guests report whispers, moans, and unexplained footsteps, but that's just scratching the surface. One guest claimed they heard a woman singing lullabies in an empty nursery at 3 a.m. Security opened the room the next morning. Broken toys were scattered across the floor, though no one visited that night. Get ready for a chilling twist. The building's walls hide old patient records, and room 419's door has been replaced 3 times after locks jammed, every time at 3 a.m. Cliffhanger. Another guest captured a handprint appearing on a window on the 6th floor. No window exists there. What lurks beyond that wall? Number 9, the Ridges Hotel, former Athens Lunatic Asylum, Ohio. Once a place of suffering, lobotomies, forced treatments, and more. The trauma isn't buried, it's alive. Tours end early after midnight because guides start to hear name-calling. Past midnight, voices chant patient names. Vivid apparitions materialize at the end of corridors. Pay attention, it gets worse. A paranormal team recorded a voice screaming from OR 16. They burst in, to absolute emptiness. But afterwards, every door had deep claw marks. Cliffhanger. One guest woke to shadows dancing on the walls. No projector, no lights. The room was sealed tight. What danced in those shadows? They say it watched them sleep. Number 8. Fawcett House, St. Augustine, Florida. A 19th century mansion turned B&B. Known for the Lady in White. A ghostly figure who drifts through the hallways, seen in the corner of your eye, then only seen. Guests report footsteps pacing above them at 2:14 a.m. Though the upper floor is off limits after midnight, no explanation. Get ready for a twist. Photos taken at 12:07 a.m. show hazy silhouettes in corridor mirrors. When developed, those silhouettes appear behind the guests, but vanish in the raw footage. Cliffhanger. Owners once found the large antique mirror shattered at its base with faint wet footprints leading to the nearby fireplace. But no water was found. What left those wet footprints? And why? Number 7, Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel, Alberta, Canada. A majestic castle set against the Rockies, but haunted by more than history. Legend says a bride stayed in room 873 and died on her wedding day. On moonlit nights, she still roams the hallways, veil in hand. Night shift staff report hearing the old-school bells of a long-dead bellboy. Some even feel a tap on the shoulder, yet when they turn, no one's there. Here's a chilling detail. One guest said they were traveling from room to room in their sleep, waking in another guest's bed with no recollection of how they got there. Cliffhanger. A journalist once got trapped in an elevator that opened into non-existent floors. When they forced the doors open, they saw only peeling wallpaper and a cracked light. What hotel level is that? Number 6, Cecil Hotel, Los Angeles, California. Infamous for tragedy, Elisa Lam's disappearance among dozens of polished nightmare tales. But beneath the headlines lies something darker. Elevator doors open on unregistered floors. Keys swipe successfully, but no room exists with that code. Guests have awoken to phantom footsteps pacing above, even in vacant suites. Brace yourself for this twist. One guest awoke to the message, "Don't trust the lamp," written in condensation on her mirror. No one else had entered, the door was locked from the inside. Cliffhanger. Surveillance caught a guest checking into room 929, yet room 929 has been sealed for years, after a suicide. And he vanished the second night. So what did he check into? Number 5, Dragsholm Castle, Denmark. A 13th century fortress turned hotel, and home to over 100 reported apparitions. It's said the White Lady haunts the stone corridors. Once a noblewoman, she was imprisoned by her own father for falling in love with a commoner. Years later, builders discovered a skeleton in white behind the castle wall. But here's what nobody expected. A priest once staying there heard sobbing in the walls for 3 straight nights, always around 1:30 a.m. On the 4th night, he heard his own name being called from within the stone. Don't blink now, something's coming. Security footage caught a chandelier spinning wildly and a guest's bed violently shaking. When staff reviewed the video, the timestamp read 12:06 a.m., but the guest had checked out 2 days earlier. Cliffhanger: why was her ghost replaying that moment, again and again? Number 4. The Langham Hotel, London, UK. A Victorian masterpiece with golden chandeliers. And guests who've never checked out. One room, room 333, is infamous for its ghost in Victorian dress, said to float above the bed. In 1973, a BBC reporter woke up paralyzed. He couldn't speak, couldn't scream. A gray figure hovered over him. When he broke free and turned the light on, it was gone. But here's the kicker. The mirror in room 333 fogged up, revealing 3 letters. D-I-E. When wiped clean, they vanished. The mirror was removed, but guests in other rooms began reporting the same thing. Listen closely, this part is terrifying. Guests say their dreams get hijacked. One woman dreamt she was drowning and woke up coughing water. The sheets were soaked, her hair wet, but her bathroom floor was bone dry. Cliffhanger: are these dreams just dreams? Or warnings from a world we can't explain? Number 3. Korosta Prison Hotel, Latvia. A real Soviet prison turned into a hotel experience for thrill seekers. But what happens inside is no longer controlled. Here, you're locked in an actual cell overnight, but that's not the scary part. Former guests report waking up with scratches, unexplained bruises, and voices whispering in languages they don't speak. Now hold your breath. During a Halloween tour, one participant vanished mid-challenge. CCTV showed him walking into a hallway and never coming out. That hallway has no doors or exits. And here's something deeply unsettling. Several guests say they've heard someone breathing inches from their ears while sleeping, but when they turn, the breath stops until the next night. Cliffhanger: is the prison still holding souls that don't know they're free? Although Bangar Fort is officially off limits after sunset, a few unauthorized overnight guests have tried their luck by sneaking into the fort's remaining rest quarters. Big mistake. People report voices chanting ancient curses and shadows that bend light. One group filmed the experience, but when they left the next morning, the footage was blank. All of it. Here's what chilled archaeologists to the bone. In 2006, a research team tried to install motion sensors. Every time they armed the system, it triggered within minutes, though nothing moved. When they watched live, a cloaked figure crawled across the ceiling, vanishing into a crack. Now get ready, this one changes everything. Villagers nearby say a man once lived alone in those guest quarters, until one night, every candle in his room blew out, and he was found unconscious with no pulse, but no sign of trauma. Cliffhanger: was he scared to death, or did the fort? Number 1. Diplomat Hotel, Baguio, Philippines. It looks abandoned, but inside, something stirs. Used during World War II as a monastery, then a refugee center, then a war hospital, its walls have seen endless agony. Today, it's a crumbling husk where the screams of the past are very much alive. Visitors report children laughing, headless nuns roaming the halls, and footsteps pacing across ceilings. Now listen very carefully. In 2012, paranormal investigators placed recorders in 5 rooms. They left for 1 hour. When they returned, the walls were wet, the windows locked from the inside, but the audio captured one continuous phrase, repeated in 5 voices. You should not be here. Here's the most shocking part. The voice belonged to a priest who died in 1945, and his recording was stored in the Vatican's archive. So how did it appear on 5 modern recorders? Cliffhanger. They say you can survive a visit to the Diplomat Hotel, but you'll never come back the same. Final shocking fact. Exclusive ending twist. Now, as promised, a disturbing fact you've never heard before. There's a hotel in Eastern Europe that changes its hallway layout every night. Guests have recorded door numbers moving positions, exits vanishing, and walls appearing. It's not listed online. The locals refuse to name it. One traveler who stayed there left a chilling review. Just one sentence. I'm still inside. Help me. And the scariest part? That review was posted from his account 1 week after his confirmed death. Still here? You're brave. But which hotel chilled you the most? Comment below, and if you want more journeys into the darkest corners of Earth, hit subscribe. Because next time, we're taking you where even ghosts fear to go.